Hey everyone, today we're going to be making something really cool. It is one of these star granny squares. For today's pattern, you're going to need 4 different colours of DK yarn. I'm using Hobie and TL Yarn Crafts Happy Place yarn myself, but any yarn will do as long as you have a matching hook. So I'll be using this 4mm hook with this DK yarn for today. And I'm going to start with this nice sort of grapey colour for the central section. I'm going to begin with a magic circle. Now I make a magic circle by turning my palm facing upwards. I lay the yarn over my hand, wrap it twice around my 3rd and 4th fingers, give it a pinch here, take my hook, pop it through, pick up the yarn, pull it through, pick up the yarn, pull it through again, and that's my magic loop. I'm now going to make a chain of 3 stitches as my first double crochet. Don't let the accent fool you, this is an American double crochet US. All my patterns are US terms despite being English. Now we have made a chain 3 to represent 1 double crochet. Now we're going to make 14 more double crochets into the center of the ring. So for a double crochet, we yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and that's 1 double crochet. So we're going to make 13 more of those into the center of the loop. Now we're going to close our loop. So pinch near the end and take the inner one of those 2 loops, give it a tug. Don't give it a good jerk, a gentle but firm tug should be fine. And then you've closed your ring. Don't worry if there's still a little hole in the middle. That's a lot of stitches that have gone into your magic loop. So there is naturally going to be at least a little bit of a gap. You're now going to slip stitch into the top of your starting chain of 3. So that's pulling the yarn over, pulling through and through the loop on the ring as well. So there you go, that's your first round. And for the second round, what we're going to do is add the prongs of our pentagon star. And we're going to begin by making a chain of 6 stitches. And now you're going to work into this chain and you're going to repeat this around. So it's a nice repeating pattern. So starting from the hook, you're going to skip the first 2 stitches and then into the 3rd, you're going to make a single crochet. Into the next one, you're going to make a half double. If you've not done a half double before, what you do is you start it off like a double, but instead of then going through 2 loops and 2 loops, you're just going to take it all the way through all the loops on the ring, on the hook. Next stitch, you're going to go a double. That's a proper double, not a half double. And then finally, you're going to make a triple or treble. So that's yarning over twice through the loop, pick up and pull through. Then you're going to pull through the 2 3 times. You're now going to slip stitch into the 3rd stitch from this little triangle. So this is not a real stitch, ignore that. 1 2, slip stitch into the 3rd, pick up the yarn and pull all the way through. So you've got your first prong of your star. So we're going to make 4 more of those in exactly the same way. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 stitches on the chain, skip the first 2, single crochet, half double into the next, double into the next, and a triple into the last one. There we go, count 1 2 3, 1 2 3, and slip stitch. Now you should have a fairly good idea by eye whether this is going right. 1 2 3 4 5 6, but don't worry if you get your count a little bit off. This is one of those patterns. Where there is the potential for miscounting quite easily, and there are things that we can do to make a little adjustments later on to fix it. So if you're making lots of these star granny squares for like a big blanket or something like that, and you get nearly the whole way through one of them and you're like, oh no, I've made a little mistake, It's one of those lovely patterns where it's quite easy to bodge a fix and it really doesn't notice. So we're on to our fourth prong. I keep saying prong. Is it a prong? On to our fourth bit of the star. Fourth spike, fourth stem. You know what I mean. There we go, and 1, 2, 3, slip. And the final part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet into the third, half double into the next, double into the next, and treble. And we've nearly finished round 2. So what we're going to do is you're going to slip stitch to where that final, or first in fact, bit of the star came through to join it all up. Now you can sew in your loose ends. Now you can sew in your loose ends as you go if you want to, or you can do them all afterwards, and honestly it doesn't matter which one you choose. So that is rounds 1 and 2 completed, and to move on to the next round we're going to do our first change of colour. No complicated colour changes involved in this one. We're simply going to swap to a different coloured yarn. So let's use our grey yarn next, and we're going to start at the end of one of our treble crochet stitches. So you can see here, just in the lip between these two sections, you're going to join your new colour on into the top of that stitch. So we're going to chain 4 as the first treble. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're then going to make a double crochet into the next stitch. You'll recognise the pattern here. A half double into the next one, and a single into the next one. Now I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches and we'll start working into the other side. Now if you're unsure where those stitches are, if you've made them a bit small, count backwards from the other side from the corner, going treble, double, half double, single, and that's where you're going to begin, because you're going to go single, half double, double, and treble. Now this is actually going to be treble 2 together. So get all the way nearly to the end of your treble, then 2 more loops over again, pop that into the top of the next one, yarn over and pull through, and then you're going to go through 2 loops, through 2 loops, through 3 loops. So that's 2 treble length stitches, but only 1 at the top. Next a double, half double, single, that's not very nice for that yarn, is it? Double, half double, single. Skip the next 2 stitches, so count backwards again if you're confused. Treble, double, half double, single, into that single, half double, double, and we're going to treble 2 together. So I'm going to make most of a treble, yarn over twice, into the top of the next one we're going to work into, which is the treble from the next size, through 2 loops, through 2 loops, through 3 loops, and carry on with that pattern. Double, half double, and single. Skipping 2, treble, double, half double, single, and half double. So we're making good progress around the edge of our star already. So this pattern is going to repeat until you've finished this shape and closed it up. So we're going to keep going around together, but if you want to skip to the end of this round and move on to the marker. I'll put a little card for the next round. If you're happy to go off on your own for this bit, that's fine, and I'll see you in the next marker. Otherwise, we'll see this through together. So that's a single crochet, half double, so dropping yarn day today, half double, double. We didn't do two half doubles there, I just dropped my yarn, and then treble two together. That little string there is from my previous round because I didn't sew it in. Don't worry about that. You can weave as you go if you want, or you can just leave it all dangling like me and then sew it in with a needle afterwards, which is generally my preference. Look at that, we've made it to the final side. So, single crochet, double, sorry, half double, don't get that wrong at the end, double, and triple. And for this triple, you're just going to do one solo triple and then slip stitch into the top, that nice big chain 4 that you made at the beginning. Now don't worry if it looks all scrunchy at this part, you can block it at the end if you want to, but it will also straighten out with the next round, because what we're going to do next is turn our little pentagon into a square. So I'm going to cast on, and I'm going to find one of the points at the tip of the star. I like to leave the rough bit to the other side, and I'm going to go through one of those single crochets at the top, and I'm going to make a chain 2 to represent a single crochet. So 1, 2, and then another single crochet into that same gap. Now from here we're going to follow a pattern of stitches that will only recur twice around the whole thing. So let's do this together. So half double crochet into one stitch. Into the next 2 you're going to make 1 double crochet. So that's double crochet, double crochet. Into the next stitch you're going to make a cluster of 3. They're going to be a treble, a chain 2, and another treble. So that is the first corner that we're going to make. So treble and chain 2 and another treble in to create that corner. Now make another double, and another half double. Now if you're on the right track and in the right place, your next stitch should go over the point of your star. So into the next one make a single crochet, and into the following one make another single crochet. Now 2 half doubles, so that's a 1 half double into one stitch, 1 half double into the next stitch. Now the same thing but with a double, 1 double into one stitch, 1 double into the next stitch. Now we're going to make another group and corner. We're going to go treble, chain 2, treble. So that's treble, chain 2 and treble. You'll notice that sometimes I say triple and sometimes I say treble. It's the same stitch. Now, if you're making progress at the same rate, next one's going to go over the point of that last star. You're going to make 1 half double, and then you are going to do 6 single crochets along the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a little bit tricksy one because it's where the knot is, but it's there. 4, 5, and 6. So the next half double crochet should go over the next point of your star. Half double crochet. And now we're going to make another cluster. Treble, chain 2, treble in 1 stitch. Now 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, now a half double, now another half double, now a single. And we've got a final point of our star, and we're going to make another single crochet into that. 1 half double, 1 double, and another corner. So that is triple, chain 2, triple. Finally, you're going to make a double crochet, a half double crochet, and you're going to slip stitch into the top of that first chain. And that's the end of round 4. Round 5 is probably the easiest round of the entire pattern. You're going to like round 5. What we're going to do is change colour one final time. We're going to start at a corner with a chain 5. And that chain 5 is going to represent 1 double crochet and a chain 2. So into the corner and chain 5 and double crochet. And that is the start of your corner. You're going to make 1 more double crochet to complete that corner. Now you're going to go along the edge, just putting a single double crochet in each stitch. So there should be 10 of those, and then you're going to make a nice corner here as well. So 1 double crochet into each stitch along the edges. Now into the corner you're going to make 2 doubles, a chain 2 and 2 more doubles. Now if you find your stitch count is off for the edge of one of the sides because of the way that you've joined it up, it doesn't matter if you've got too many stitches, just double crochet 2 together. It's a very quick fix and an easy bunch. So let's work all the way around here and I'll see you at the close. Okay, and here we are at the final corner, and all you're going to do is make 1 more double crochet to complete that nice symmetrical edge, and you're going to make it into the 3rd loop of that starting chain, because remember it was half double crochet and half chain. Now block this off, damp, peg it on a board, squish it under a book, and it will look totally gorgeous. And I'm doing it in a few combinations to make a nice, really random blanket that I'll show you guys when I've finished it, probably in quite a while.